What is going on, Buckeye Nation? Back with another episode of Walks Buckeye Talks. Coming back, the Ohio State versus Michigan State recap. Pretty good night for the Buckeyes, man. Can't complain. 38-3 victory. Uh, pretty pedestrian. Everybody kind of did what they had to do, and this is how you take care of business. This is what a elite team does to an inferior team. You take care of business, you get them, you get them done by halftime, and you move on to next week. But before we get started, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, comment, feedback. All my Buckeye Nation fans out there, all my college football fans out there. But let's get to it, man. Michigan State really wasn't much of a fight, and I hate that they're dealing with this because at Michigan State, man, people don't realize this, but they used to give Ohio State with D'Antoni, man, a lot of fits, man, a lot of fits. They used to be a very proud program, very blue collar, hard nosed program. They were about the only team in the Big Ten at the time that was even competing or even beating Ohio State when Urban Meyer was there for, around that 2012, 13, 14, 15, around that time frame. Like, they used to give us a lot of issues, man, actually beating us in the Big Ten championship. I'll never forget that night. Oh, it was a bad night to be a Buckeye fan, man. But then 2015, that team that was going to repeat, they beat us in the horseshoe at night. So I really hate that they're going through this with Mel Tucker and the allegations. It's just, you feel for the kids because, you feel for the kids and the coaching staff because it's like, man, they got put in bad situations. So you got to make it work the best way you can. But they really wasn't much of a fight last night, man. But they play hard. You got to respect them. They play hard. They play with a lot of heart. They played with a lot of determination, but they was up against a very solid team, man. But Buckeyes all offense, Kyle McCord was beautiful last night, man. He was beautiful. 24-31, 333, QBR 98.1, 3 touchdowns. Beautiful, man. Best game. Now, the opponent was inferior, but he looked comfortable. The line blocked, he looked comfortable. He looked like he was in command of the offense. It didn't look like he was back there nervous or scared. He was letting it rip. Sometimes I just feel like he just need to calm down, man. Calm down, trust your teammates, trust your eyes. And I thought he looked pretty good, man. One play that stands out to me and that I've been speaking on, if you're not going to pick the defensive part like Stroud and like Haskins, go out there and be a playmaker. In my house, when I talk to my son about sports and he plays youth sports, I'll say, hey man, sometimes it's not about technique. I mean, it is about technique, but it's not about what you learned in a training session. Sometimes you just got when you step foot on the field or court or baseball diamond or soccer field, you just got to be a gamer. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm just a gamer. I'm out here. I'm just a gamer. I'm gonna make things happen. I'm gonna think on the fly and I'm gonna react. And I thought when he was in the pocket, he maneuvered the pocket. He let it. He tossed it to Case over. Beautiful. It was that's what I mean. Now, obviously, people say it could have went the other way. Yeah, it could have, but he doesn't make that play. He didn't make that play all year. That's the game slowing down. That's him getting more comfortable. You love to see it. You love to see it. I love to see that growth. Now, can he extend it? Can he make better plays? He's going to have to. Minnesota's has a solid defense. Okay, this is a step. Michigan has an elite defense. That's another step. But I like this. I like what I saw. Like I said, he doesn't do that play early in the year. Even a couple of games ago, he doesn't. That was a sack. He maneuvered the pocket. He saw some, reacted. That's gamers. Gamers react. They don't need coaching all the time. They just go out there and react. And I love to see that from Kyle McCord. Like I said, he might not ever be C.J. Stroud. He might not ever be Dwayne Haskins. He's not the athlete as Justin Fields, or Braxton Miller. He doesn't have to be that, but he just has to play within himself. And when you need him to be a gamer and make plays, just do that for us. You know what I mean? You got the weapons. Don't make mistakes. You got the weapons. And I thought he did that beautifully last night. He was on point, man. A+ for Kyle McCord. Getting to running backs, easy night because we really didn't want him, and that's what you need. I thought the offensive line played pretty good. Travion, 13 carries, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. That's all I needed from him. You don't need to run him no more. He was fine. He looks good. I don't want him getting banged up. He's a vital part of going into November. So he has to be healthy, fresh, all that good stuff. So I thought he played pretty good. I thought he played pretty good. I thought he looked good, all that good stuff, man. So it was a pretty pedestrian night for the running backs. Xavier got in there, man. That dude is a weapon, right? He's just a switch army knife. That's what they call him. he might not be a pro receiver, but once again, he's just a gamer, man. You put him anywhere, he's gonna succeed. And I like that he's a weapon out of the backfield. We get him on some linebackers. I think he could be dangerous in the next couple of games, especially in Michigan, man. But I like what I saw from Xavier. He got in there and mixed it up a little bit. I love how he runs. I spoke on that. He runs so light on his feet and can make people miss. I love that running style. He runs hard. And he looked good. Everybody looked good in the running back room. I thought Chip missed a couple blocks, pass protection, something he needs to work on. But all in all, man, I thought he looked good. But everybody know the story of the night, star of the night. Come on, man, it was Marvin Harrison. Buck 49, seven catches, 3 touchdowns. Probably could have had well over 200 yards. Probably should have had another touchdown. I'm sorry, two touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns, one rushing and 2 passing, but he probably could have had three passing touchdowns, probably more than that, probably close to 200 yards, if not more. I mean, they didn't have an answer for him. Not many people do. They try to double him. They just he's the real deal, man. I know a lot of people use that GOAT word around or special that word around, but or even I hear now everybody's generational, but he might be a generational talent, man. He's like I've been watching Ohio State a long time, man, and whew, man, I know we've been blessed with some dynamic receivers, man. And even before that, I mean, we had Devin Smith and Ted Ginn he was special, man. Ted Ginn and Anthony Gonzalez, Santonio Holmes, Michael Jenkins. Even before a little bit when I was younger, we had David Boston and Terry Glenn, but man, he might be the best out of everybody. He might go down as the best ever, man. That dude is special. And I know everybody's Heisman. I think if he has a big game next week and he gets a couple touchdowns and the Buckeyes win November that last game in November, it's gonna be and they obviously they win the Big Ten championship and he has a good game. If he goes down, if he wins against Michigan, goes to the Big Ten championship and wins and does good, he's gonna win Heisman. I don't think it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's gonna win. I don't care what quarterback does, he's gonna win it because for him to come in with a first-year quarterback and pretty much everybody knows we need to get him the ball and he still produces. Like I said, man, the dude is a special talent, generational talent, honestly. K got in there, mix it up. Love to see him back. He's gonna have to be huge, huge, huge against Michigan, man. Xavier got his, Carnell got his. Hopefully next game, I hope Ryan Day realizes that we got to get Mack in some rhythm. He looks out of rhythm. His route running, like he just looks out of rhythm, and we're gonna need him. Like we're gonna need everybody to beat Michigan. That's Michigan is a very darn good team, but we need to be full stream. But we need to get him in a good rhythm like he was earlier in the year. He still looks a little off. His timing is a little off. I think he only had one pass. I feel like his route running wasn't as crisp, but we need a Mecca. We need him to be full strength, at least getting a good rhythm. He looked at like if you remember how Jackson looked against Iowa last year when he kind of tried to come back and it was just off. That's how he looked. He just looks off. You know what I mean? He looks like the timing is off. And he's gonna have to be big, man. So we need to get Mecca against Minnesota. We got to get him involved, get him going, get him some rhythm. You know what I mean? Get him some playing. Uh, so yeah, that was pretty it. That was it, man. On offense, offensive line, they did their job early on. I thought it was hard to tell because we were up, and I thought, but every drive, I think in the first half we scored, except maybe one. But I thought they did good. Pass protecting was really good. Ryan blocking was pretty good. They was opening holes early. My only issue with the offensive line is can they sustain it through 4 quarters, man? I feel like early on they'd be good. Like against Penn State, they were beautiful early on. Then it was like as the game got on, it started being, I guess, maybe conservative too. They started knowing what we were doing. He just got real conservative, and they seemed like they wasn't getting a push. But we definitely need the offensive line to continue growing and getting better. I think Minnesota, like I said, Minnesota has a solid defense. I know they didn't look like it against Purdue, but they have a solid defense, and they can continue just getting better, pushing people around. It should set up a nice opportunity for November 20. I think it's November 25th. That Saturday, or at least the last November of the month. That's all I know. Um, on the other side, on the defensive side, man, we're missing so many guys. I hate it. Seems like Latham is going to be out for the year. Hate that, man. I hate that. I really do. I hate that. He was such a vital tone setter for that defense. Tommy didn't play. You could definitely tell his missed his absence. Proctor didn't play, but I thought the safeties played pretty. I thought the freshmen played good. Sonny was Sonny. I really hate that we not getting Lathan back. That's going to be a huge blow. Hopefully, it doesn't come back to hunt us. But I thought the defense was okay. It seemed like they were just very basic. Like I feel like the defense didn't even like want to try. Like I just feel like it was like we're gonna run this basic defense, this basic fronts, let them get a little here and there, and then when we need to buckle down, we will. Like it was, like I said, really, really average, really pedestrian. Um, I mean, it's nothing really much to say, man. That's the type of night it was. It was just like usually I'm like hyped up for Buckeye games. My family's hyped up, me and my son, but it was kind of like once the game got going, it was like, oh man, this is it's about to be terrible, man. Like they didn't stand a chance, man. But like I said, I feel bad for them. Uh, but yeah, it was a pretty smooth victory, man. Buckeyes, I don't know who will be number one. Um, so we'll have to wait and see. Georgia looked good. Georgia's gonna be Georgia. I did watch the Michigan game. I was off and on, but they looked like Michigan, man. It wasn't like people. I know they didn't pass the second half. I know people. Oh, we bullied them. Well, I think yes and no. I think you didn't pass it because you knew that Drew Aller they wasn't gonna score no more than what they scored. I think it was 24-15, but at the time it was like 24-9. They wasn't gonna get no more than like another touchdown, if that, or a field goal. So I think you relied on your defense to shut them out, and they had no threats. Like that's the reason why they also was running. And on top of that, they were actually having trouble with blocking. So it wasn't because that's the game plan, or we know it's because you knew you had an elite defense that they wasn't going to score that much like Ohio State did. They wasn't going to score that many points. And then you went on and took care of business. But, man, look, I'm glad I'm not a Nifty Lion fan. That was awful. That was awful coaching. It seemed like they didn't have a game plan at all. Like, if you're going to go down swinging, go down swinging. Like, but that's not there for this podcast. I'm just excited for my Buckeyes, man. Like I said, beginning of the year, I heard a lot of stuff about Twitter, a lot of these so-called podcasts that know football that don't have a clue about football. They projected us to lose 3 to 4 games, and this was a downfall, Ohio State, and we don't have a lead quarterback no more, and we're sitting here at 10-0. Like I said, put some respect on our name. We do this. We do this. Not Michigan, not anybody else in the nation. We do this. We've been doing this for the last 2 or 3 decades. So let's put some respect on Ohio State. Don't they always try to bring our downfall, but they always fall short. Once we take care of business that last Saturday in November, I promise you, I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Ohio State is and will always be the best team in the Big Ten. And yes, that's my rant because I get tired of all these people, naysayers, talking about Ohio State, this Ohio State, that. They don't know nothing about Ohio State. Ohio State been doing this. We didn't have to get a whole bunch of new coaches. We didn't have to steal people's signs. We didn't have to cry on TV. We've been Ohio State for the last 3 decades. Nobody can say that. Nobody, not even Georgia. Only people that can compete with us is Alabama. We do this. But that's my Buckeye bias rant or whatever you want to call it. I'm happy with the victory. Next week, we got Minnesota at the shoe, senior day. Should be a good, solid game, man. But once again, before I get out of here, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Happy to be a Buckeye fan. Love to be a Buckeye fan. And let's get to it, man. All that good stuff. Buckeyes 10-0. Let's get to it, man. See y'all next week for the analysis for Minnesota versus the Ohio State University. Peace out.